So now to get into PowerShell, one real quick and easy way is right down here on the taskbar. Okay, by default, if you haven't done anything but a basic installation of Windows Server 2012, you will find that there is a shortcut to opening up Windows PowerShell on the taskbar. Now this is customizable, so depending on what computer you're using, you may or may not see this icon. But if I click on the icon, you'll see it opens up a PowerShell window. Okay, and it looks a lot like the old command prompt, right? And, as a matter of fact, we're going to look at the old command prompt in just a moment along with this. But before we do, I want to talk to you about other ways that you could get to PowerShell. Okay, one way, and I've talked to you about this in a previous lesson, is through the Server Manager. In the Server Manager, on the Tools menu, we can find Windows PowerShell. And there are some other PowerShell options, and we'll talk about them in just a little bit, specifically this PowerShell ISE. We'll come back to that. Let me go ahead and close out of the Server Manager, though, because we already have PowerShell open. I want to show you another way we can get to PowerShell, and that is through the Start screen. And so in order to get to the Start screen, you might be thinking to yourself, well, where's that Start button that used to appear in the lower left-hand corner of my desktop? This is a big question a lot of people have been asking with Windows Server 2012. They say, hey, where's the Start button? And where's my Start menu? Well, here is how you can get to, and it's now called the Start screen, not the Start menu. There's a few different options here. The first option is to go ahead and hit the Start button on my keyboard. Now, obviously, I can't show you this because you're looking at my screen. You can't see my hands on the keyboard. Maybe I'll get the microphone close and you can hear me hit the button. Okay, I hit the Start button on the keyboard, and that brings me into the Start screen. Another way I can get into the Start screen, and let me go ahead and hit that button again to go back to the desktop. Another way I can get to the Start screen would be to put my cursor in either the upper right-hand corner. You'll notice that this Charms bar opens up, or I could put it in the lower right-hand corner. Okay, so either one of those corners will get me into this Charms bar, and then of course there you see Start, and if I click on it, it gets me back into that Start screen. Or a third option that has been built into Windows Server 2012 is, since we're all pretty comfortable with finding the Start button in the lower left-hand corner, you'll notice that if you put your cursor all the way down here, pretty much almost on the last, the far left lower pixel of the entire screen, I'm just hovering it. I haven't clicked on anything. You'll see that a little mini thumbnail of the Start screen has appeared. And if I click my mouse button, boom, it gets me into the Start screen. Now, why did I want to get to the Start screen? Well, number one, you'll see here, there's Windows PowerShell. Okay, it's there by default. And again, this is all customizable, so it may or may not be there going forward, depending on how you customize and set up your Start screen. But I want to show you that even if it wasn't there, I could just start typing the name of the utility that I want to look for. And so I'll tell you what, instead of looking for PowerShell, let's open up the old command prompt, right? Because that's not here by default. That's not one of the default thumbnails that appears on the Start screen. Now, I could put it there. Okay, again, this is all customizable, but since it's not there,